would be doing all this stuff. They be driving me crazy.
You know what you tell him? Coño.
That's you heard that from your wife.
No, that's Cuban. Coño. But yeah, you know, I just had a guy today call me. He says, hey man, you bred the dog. What was her numbers and can I cut her today because everybody's closed for the rest of the weekend? I said, well, what's her reverse progesterone? I sent him his numbers when I bred the dog. His reverse progesterone was a 2.6. Textbook answer says that the dog is actively in labor at a 2.5 and under. That is what the textbook answer says. Now, before everybody quotes me on that, 2.5 on what machine? There is a few machines out there. I can't answer the question. I know on my machine, which is a Toso machine, which is to me the best one on the market right now.
That's Toso, he says, better than IDEX. We had this conversation the other day.
They use the Toso. They used to use the Toso machine to calibrate the IDEX machine.
Oh shit!
So if you buy,
it is better.
So if you're buying any of the at-home progesterone machines, 99% chance they're calibrated with the Toso machine.
So you must, but he did say that Toso is
like 20 grand.
20 of them boys. Yeah,
but I mean, for a small breeder program, you'll never get it back. You'll never get 20 grand back out of it. For somebody like me who has 20 plus dogs, when we move, I'm gonna buy one.
Makes sense.
But
you also help a lot of people too. So the other thing is you know, a guy like him could charge the same 60, 80, shit, 40 bucks.
Yeah, I'll charge 50 bucks flat.
There you go.
I'm a breeder. Like, why would I charge what the vets charge? Like, bro, that don't make no sense. You know, the one that I have at the vet's office, I purchased it with the vet, but I'm leaving it here.
Oh.
So what I did.
You're a nice guy.
No. What I did was we went half on it.
Yeah.
I gave him half the money, so I didn't have to pay for progesterones. So I bought half of it. He bought half of it.
Yeah.
I gave him. It was 18,000. I gave him 9 G's. So for 5 years, I haven't had to pay for one progesterone test.
That makes sense. And he do about 15 breedings a year.
Probably more than that. but I test a lot of people's dogs. I breed a lot of people's dogs for them.
Yeah.
So if I could tell you how many progesterone tests I do on a yearly basis, I'd tell you about over 100.
Shit, 100 times 50 is what, people? Do the math. It's about 50 racks.
Yeah.
That's about 50 racks. We could have bought 2 of them bitches.
But no, that's why I did it the way I did it, because it was smarter for me. Because I would pay $100 for each one.
Now, just make sure that people also know, look, this dude has got his lightweight PhD in dog medicine because he volunteers on Wednesdays for how many years now?
4 or 5 years now.
4 or 5 years. He's been volunteering, working 9, 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
Working and with all kinds of animals, to be clear, but just study cases and working through his dog's issues and learning while also teaching.
Yes.
The vets how to do.
He taught me medicine and I taught him reproduction.
There we go. So it's an exchange of information.
So the one thing that I think every breeder should understand.
Come closer when you hear the thing.
The one thing that every breeder should understand, that veterinarians, they get taught from 8 weeks of age on.
So after the puppies are born, the vet has experience from that.
No,
my bad. 8 weeks. So the dogs fuck like first shots.
Yes.
That's all that they know.
So they know C-section and they know 8 weeks on. So neonatal, they don't actually get taught in depth. It's one of those, okay, today we're gonna learn, okay, tomorrow, that's it.
Yeah.
They get like a chapter on it. So same thing with reproduction.
And neonatal is managing the puppy from birth
to 6 weeks of age.
There we go.
So they don't technically get taught how to tube feed.
Is there a book out there that exists that can teach people about the neonatal process or neonatal, give them that information?
There probably is, but I don't know it because I don't. I learned on the OJT, baby, OJT.
On the job, baby, on the job.
I'll try something, and if it didn't work, you know, I've seen, you know, sponge feeding, I've seen tube feeding, I've seen bottle feeding, I've seen it all.
Sponge feeding?
Yeah, there's sponge feeding. They hook a sponge basically to a syringe and they keep shooting it, and it teaches the puppies to suck. So when you tube feed, the puppies lose their suck reflex, which is very important for transferring from food
to gruel
because puppies have to suck at first.
Yeah.
So when they're used to being tube fed, you're gonna be tube feeding until they're like 6 weeks old.
Ooh.
A lot of times, because suck goes to lap reflex. They have to learn to lap because when they're sucking, they're using their tongue as part of the suction. So when you eliminate that, their tongue stays flat and they don't learn how to lick properly yet. So you're tubing a lot of times until they're like 6 weeks old, which is not fun.
No, because they already got to eat every 3.5 hours.
Well, they got teeth too. And you're shoving a tube down their throat. So it's not fun, you know what I mean? So they don't, technically, they have like what is considered a chapter on veterinarians. They only have a chapter as far as reproduction and neonatal. They don't go in depth. Now, the only reason they go in depth is either OJT or they want to specialize in it. There is specialized veterinarians who became breeders for...
And OJT people's on the job.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. I mean, you know, some people, I know people have difficulties because I've heard people say this, say different things. I'm like, yo, what do you... But I just asked the question. So, you know, I'd rather know than not know. But it just makes sense that experience is it'll teach you more than any book can, period.
Well, the thing is, the book is the theory.
That's it. In theory, this is what should work. Yes. In real life, that shit might be for the birds.
I will tell you the best thing I ever got taught was try. That was the best thing I ever got taught.
To try?
Try.
You know what's funny? If you go and listen to today's episode on the podcast, that's exactly what I tell people all the time. I said it yesterday on the thing. I'm like, my best advice to anybody is always to try. You gonna learn something about yourself, and you gonna really learn how to do some shit correctly, or say this shit ain't for me. But if you try, that's
like tube feeding.
Yeah.
It's only gonna take you one time. Because if not, you're gonna kill something.
That's not funny, but yeah.
I mean, that's literally, I mean, it's not right, but that's how you learn.
That's how it goes.
I mean, because if you don't measure to the belly button, to the bottom of the jaw, and the minute you put it in and it stops, you're like, oh, I'm there. You could be in the lungs.
Ooh, there we go.
And then you just filled their lungs with milk, and
now they're going to drown, suffocate.
Hope you didn't pay a stud fee.
Ooh.
Because they ain't coming through that one. No matter if you try, no matter if you suck it back out, it ain't gonna live.
That's crazy.
It's gonna die from pneumonia more than likely.
Damn.
Aspiration pneumonia. So those are the things I would tell you if you're getting into dog breeding and you're getting into dogs and you want to become a dog breeder. Is one, find a seasoned breeder that can teach you the things that most veterinarians won't teach you. Most veterinarians, you got to understand, they see 300 patients a day. So sitting down and trying to learn what the veterinarian learns is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Where a seasoned breeder, they will teach you some things. I have a lot of people who call me for advice. The one thing I don't teach people is how to breed dogs. That's your own.
Yeah, you got to figure
that's your own vice. It's your own artwork, not mine. I can't sign your artwork at the end of the day. That's yours. Yeah. But what I can teach you is progesterone. What I can teach you is, you know, like the guy today, hey, she's a 2.6, can I cut her? Yeah. I can teach you those things because I've lived through those things.
Nah, he's not personally gonna cut her, is he?
No, man, he's gonna take her to the vet.
Saying, well, you people got it. You need. They'd be like,
all right,
damn,
well, can he do a C-section?
He's telling people to cut dogs open.
Can I do the
They'd
C-section
be on some stupid
today?
shit.
Yeah, yes, you can do the C-section today. So those are the things that, you know, your seasoned breeders. I even call people to this day, and as long as I've been doing it, there's people that I call Jamie Sweet, I call Cord Eads, and these are the people who've been doing it way longer than me.
Yeah, guys, it takes a community, or as they say, a village to get anything accomplished. So it's imperative that you know, we have people that we all can reach out to, because we never know what we don't know until we don't know it. Then, you know, somebody we know that's been there has got just as much experience, they might experience it and be able to help speed up the process, or just keep your dogs alive.
Or you can do what I did in the beginning, write everything down. What I did was I was very less fortunate financially when I started breeding dogs. I was an E4 in the service, so I didn't have a whole lot of money. So I would have to write down runny nose, white. I had to learn that there was clear, white, green, yellow discharges, and each one of them may have a different effect. And what was the common treatment for each one. So the next time I could, if I had any left over, I could use it.
Because that medication is good for a year and some change.
Yeah, I had to learn that kind of stuff. So now that 20 years later, hey, I got kennel cough. Okay, well, you can use this, this, or this. I know that because I've wrote it down for so many years and I've volunteered at the vet. I will tell you, I have learned more by volunteering at the vet once a week than I have ever learned in the last 20 years of my life. And I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Even if it's on Saturdays when you're off, they only have half days.
I've told people this in the business world. For instance, in Dallas, I used to be in the healthcare space heavy. They have an incubator called Health Wildcatters. Instead of going and being a part of the crowd, I'd want to go and learn about infrastructures and what's working, because being on the volunteer side, you can get access to these people who are sitting on the panel and talking by being in the room, right?
Yes.
So the volunteering side, I always tell people, if there's an opportunity for you to go and learn, volunteer some of your time, because that experience is priceless.
Yes, because you can come in and you're like, oh man, I've seen that at home before. Or I have a dog right now that's doing that. You know what I mean? So you learn the tricks of the trade, I guess. You know, you save a lot of money. There's times that you still have to go to the veterinarian. You know, if you have a dog fight, those are the things that happens. Dog fights happen. Okay, is this a time that I need to go to the veterinarian? No, I can clean it up at home with this, this, and this, put them on anti-inflammatories and give them some antibiotics. I have it all. I'm good. I just saved myself $500.
And it's getting more and more expensive by the day, people. I think the vets' values are going up because more people are getting dogs as well.
Yeah, and they're being bought out. A lot of them are.
The vets are?
Yeah.
By who?
Southern something practice. Yeah, they're buying a lot of them out.
Southern something practice.
I don't remember the name of it.
You're good. No, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, they really are. They buy in a lot of the Benfields.
And that's so funny, because a lot of the dog foods and things, these people own the vets. It's so funny when you start learning about the business side of things.
Yeah, they push
how much shit don't nobody own. You know, you go, oh, that's who owns this. That's interesting. I didn't fucking know they were telling you what to do.
I will tell you one tidbit of advice. Look for someone who specializes in large animal. They're a lot more lenient as far as dog wise.
You're lenient meaning what exactly?
They normally are less expensive, 1. 2, they will give you medications in bulk a lot of times.
Because they know you might need more.
Yes, as being a dog breeder, they normally give you bigger, you know, by the bottle sometimes even. Especially some of your simple stuff like amoxicillins, not really amoxicillins, but something like your Metro for puppies. You know, if they know you're a dog breeder, Albon, they'll let you buy it by the bottle because they know you can get this off the internet. So here, why not get the money from them? You know what I mean? So, but they're a lot more lenient, and they normally have compounded medications that work really well. A lot of your farm vets compound, and they're cheaper. For an example, I'll give you a prime example. Baytril comes in pill form, injectable form, and now they compounded it.
And what's Baytril?
Baytril is the broad spectrum antibiotic. It's a very strong broad spectrum antibiotic. Pill is super expensive. They're like $5 a pill.
You said $5?
$5 a pill for 136s. So if you have a large animal, you're going to give them 136. That's $5 a pill every day. Ding, ding. And then normally, so if you have a male,
it's like buy your Starbucks coffee or buy this, you know, that dog.
So if you have a male and he has a prostate infection, just hypothetically, they're going to put him on Baytril more than likely. So $5 a pill times 30 days, that's $150.
And that's how long that cycle run? You got to run the 30-day cycle basically.
For a prostate infection, So injectable, they're not going to give you an injectable. They're just not going to because it burns holes in the muscles. So what they've compounded, you know, Baytril into a paste. And guess what? For that $150 pills, you can pay your whole vet bill, not just your medication bill. And that's how much cheaper liquid Baytril is, because they've compounded it. But your small animal vets, they usually don't compound stuff.
They have no reason to.
They have no reason to, because they get paid no matter what. They only make a certain amount of money on prescriptions.
And what he's saying is barely nothing, so it ain't worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it to them. But large animal vets, you have horses and cattle, that these people make a living off these animals. So your large animal vets take that in consideration. Okay. Because small animals, they don't look at it like it's a occupation.
Good. All right, kill this. So next thing, we're going to do another video.